Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is Mr. Fitness, the body transformation specialist. And on today's episode of Weight Loss Warriors, we're going to be speaking with Ashley. So in just a few moments, we're going to get Ashley on so she can tell her awesome weight loss story. But before we get to her story, if you've missed any of the past episodes of Weight Loss Warriors and you'd like to get caught up, head on over to youtube.com, obviously after the live. Head on over to youtube.com/fitnessmotivation4u2. That's fitness motivation, the number 4, the letter U, the number 2. There you'll be able to check out every past episode of Weight Loss Warriors, plus check out some other really good content. And while you're there, consider subscribing and hit that bell notification so you never, ever miss another episode. Also, if you've got a weight loss story that you'd like to share and you'd like to do it here on a future episode of Weight Loss Warriors and you're watching this live, go ahead and DM me. But if you're watching this on YouTube, down below in the link, click the description, and that'll allow us to be able to talk about getting you on a future episode of Weight Loss Warriors. Last but not least, if you're looking to start a weight loss journey, but you don't know what to do, or you've already started a journey, but you're not getting results, I'd love to help. If you're looking to do something and you're looking to do it now and you're watching this live, go ahead and DM me. But if you're watching this on YouTube, click the link below in the description and let's talk about getting you started on getting into the best shape of your life. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's see if we can get Ashley on the show. So let's see, I think she's here. And guys, if you have any questions for Ashley during the course of this interview, make sure you go ahead and put those questions up, and I'll make sure that we get those questions answered for you. So it looks like she will be getting on here in just a few moments so we can get this awesome interview started. There she is. What's going on? Good morning.
How are you?
I am doing very good. How are you?
Good. I'm good.
So are you ready to share your story and tell everyone about your awesome success that you've gotten so far with weight loss and how you've gotten it and help people become inspired to get the results that you've gotten? Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. So let's get into the interview. I don't want to waste any time. My first question is, what was your highest weight?
262.
So 262 was your highest weight. What's your current weight?
199.
Okay, so 262 to 199. How long did it take you to get from where you were, where you started, to where you're at now?
Well, it took like about a year for me to get to 185, and that's that was my goal weight. Okay. And then I stayed there for the remainder of the 2 years since I had the surgery. Okay. And then I went up 15.
Okay. So
and that's where I'm at now.
So what was that time period that you went from your lowest weight to where you're at now?
From about December to now. Well, I've been here like in the 190s for like 3 months now. Okay. So yeah.
Okay. So what was your pre-surgery weight?
Pre-surgery 262.
262. All right. So is your old goal weight where you were? Is that where you're looking to get back to?
Yes.
Or okay.
I really liked being at 185. It was just real comfortable for me.
So when you say comfortable for you, what was it that made it, I guess, so comfortable?
I don't know. I just feel like that weight, because I kept fluctuating between like 182, 187. So like that, just in the 180s, I just felt like I didn't feel stuffed. I feel like right now I feel stuffed, if that makes sense. Okay. But yeah, I would never feel like heavy or like stuffed or bloated. It was just a good feeling at that weight. So I want to get back to that weight.
Okay. So what would you estimate would be the time period that it's going to take you to get back to that weight? Because it doesn't seem like it's a lot of weight, but what do you think?
I don't know, because I've been trying to lose it since March, and it's not going anywhere.
Okay. So we need to work on that. Okay. But I know you're already working on it. We already got some things to work, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So you did talk about, off camera, that you had tried to do a lot of things to lose weight, but you were
Yes.
never able to lose more than 30 pounds.
Yep, I tried everything. I tried isogenics. I tried just eating good, working out. I tried the 21-day fix. I tried everything. And then I will only lose like 30 pounds, then put it back on.
So why do you believe that you were unsuccessful with losing the weight? Because obviously you had some success, but you didn't quite reach the goal that you had set out for yourself. Why do you believe you were unsuccessful with getting all the way to your goal?
I think just like the love of food and being comfortable. I feel like, you know, with the surgery, you're only able to eat so much. But when you're doing it on your own, it's hard because you just could go right back into the same habits.
So I don't want to jump too far ahead, but one of the things that I hear from a lot of people that do get the surgery is that one of the reasons why they get it is because it's more to secure the fact that they know they can only eat so much. So with a lot of people, you lose weight, but you can gain it right back if you go right back to your normal, regular habits. Was that sort of the reason why you chose to get the surgery?
Not really, but I realized that after, so it definitely helped my decision.
So what were some of the reasons why you chose to move forward? Why did you start considering surgery?
Well, so I got up to my highest weight of 262. Then I kept having health problems and I kept going to the doctor. They would give me antibiotics. Then 2 weeks later, I'll be back in the doctor. So they tested my sugar and I became pre-diabetic. And that was it for me because I didn't want that. And then I also had, at the time, my son was only 1 and I couldn't run after him. I would get tired. So all of that, and I always wanted to be smaller, and it was just always difficult for me to lose a lot of weight. So then I made the decision to get the surgery.
So were you heavy growing up as a child?
Yeah.
So what was it about your childhood that you believe could have factored into you being heavier growing up?
My grandfather spoiled me a lot. So when I went to my dad's house, they were big on sweets. So anything I wanted, they would give me. My mom tried to control what I ate when I was younger, especially when she started seeing me get heavier. And she even tried putting me on Weight Watchers and everything when I was little. But when I would go to my dad's house, I would just eat what I want. My grandfather would buy me McDonald's, all types of stuff. So then I just kept the weight on. And then in high school, I kind of dropped some. And then when I changed high schools, I got like depressed and would just go home after school, eat, and go to sleep. And I gained a lot of weight then. And then that weight just kind of stood on me. So I was always in the 200s. But then after I had my son is when I got up to 262. So that was like the biggest ever.
So having parents and grandparents that spoiled you, and obviously it sounds like that played into your growing up heavier and then gaining more weight as you continue to get older, and now you being a parent, what advice would you give a parent that might be doing that to their child and may not necessarily understand the negative aspect of how that could affect the child growing up?
Just to change the eating, and then, you know, because my son is picky, so he wants to eat chicken nuggets and rice every day. So, you know, it's kind of hard in that aspect, but just keep your kids active, keep them outside to keep the weight off, because growing up was hard. I got bullied a lot for my weight, and it still bothers me to this day. So I don't think parents or anybody like older really understands how bullying can really like affect your kids, but it can. So I'm always like mindful of that. So, you know, I know sometimes like the kids will get chubby, but like when they get older, it's good to show them like healthy habits and everything like that.
So So what are some of the maybe the carryover effects that that bullying has had on your life today? Are there anything that is going on in your life now that have carried over from
Oh
that?
yeah, I'm super insecure. Even after losing so much weight, I'm just always very conscious of myself. Um, I'm a negative thinker.
Hmm.
I'm always worried about how I look, how I'm like presenting myself to people, because like just the bullying for my weight and everything, it really like took a toll on me.
Hmm. So obviously the weight loss doesn't necessarily solve everything, whether
No.
you lose the weight naturally or you
Yep.
lose the weight through surgery. So what are some of the things that you've done over the years to kind of deal with those feelings and those emotions?
I just try to reverse it. I try to like, I literally talk to myself and give myself some like compliments. I stay positive, and I just try to just ignore everything that I've heard in the past.
Hmm.
And now it's to the point where I'm just like, I don't really care. But then there's always something in the back of my head that that little girl who got bullied is still there.
Yeah.
But I try to like be positive, move forward, and everything like that. And that's really all you could do, because
Yeah.
it's a big mental thing.
Hmm. And I think everything, as I say oftentimes to my clients, and that everything starts up here.
Mhm.
All your actions start as thoughts,
Mhm.
and you can't necessarily do anything about how people treat you, but what you can do is how you respond to the way they treat you.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
you don't have to, and it sounds like you have not allowed that to overcome your life, and you've turned that negative into
Mhm.
a positive.
Yeah.
And it sounds like that also to some extent was fuel for you to make certain changes that have led you to where you're at. So
Yeah.
I think that understanding that you are in control of the outcomes that you get, and that, as I like to say, if it's going to be, it's up to me. Like if
Mhm.
changes are going to happen, it's going to be because I did something to make those changes, not because somebody or something did something to me.
Right. Yeah.
So looking back
Mhm.
at your weight loss in the past, is there anything that you would do differently now, kind of looking at everything from a bird's eye view, and you have a view of everything that you've done? Is there anything that you would have done differently prior to surgery now? Maybe it could be going back and doing something more, maybe not doing
Maybe.
something.
Yeah. I wish I was more like active in the gym back then, and
Hmm.
like would really push myself
Hmm.
to be more like fit and everything like that. But there was times that I would try and then I didn't. So I kind of feel like everything had to happen the way it did for me to get to that point.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. I think that makes sense, is really analyzing and understanding what you did, because a lot of that understanding will lead to going forward in the future and you continuing to see results.
Yeah. Mhm.
So how did you choose the surgery that you decided on?
So I got the sleeve. It's just because it wasn't as invasive as the gastric bypass is why I went with it. But it was either for me to get the bypass or the sleeve because
Okay.
of my weight and everything like that. That's what the doctor suggested. So
Mhm.
I went with the sleeve.
Mhm. So were there any pre-surgery requirements for you?
No, just
Okay.
about like a day or two before the surgery, I had to be on a liquid diet, but that's about it.
Mhm. So there's going to be a lot of people that are going to watch this. They're watching it live. They're going to watch it, the replay on YouTube, that might be struggling with weight loss.
Hmm.
What advice would you give those people that might be having a tough time, and maybe they're getting demotivated, maybe they're getting frustrated? What would you say to those people?
You definitely have to ask yourself if you're mentally ready. Because if you're not mentally ready, you're not going to lose what you want to lose.
Hmm.
And that was a big thing for me. So I knew, like, mentally I was ready to take the next step and do what I had to do to get healthy. And I think that's really important because forever in your life, it's going to be a big mental lifestyle change.
So, so leading up to that, what did you do to become mentally ready prior to the surgery?
I was just tired of the fact that I could not lose as much weight as I wanted to. And then if I would lose, I would gain some back, and it was just a constant cycle, and I was just tired of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to do something to give me that extra push to change my life.
Mm-hmm. So it sounds like you were just at that enough is enough moment.
Yeah.
Where it was just time to do something.
Yep.
Okay.
I had to.
Okay. So it sounds also like you've had a lot of, some fluctuations. You've had some time sticking at certain weights, and that can be something for a lot of people that can be frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
And at least from the conversations we've had and conversation we're having right now, it doesn't seem like you've been overly frustrated with that fact. Maybe you have, but it doesn't seem like it. What advice would you give someone that's frustrated? They're dealing with, they're trying everything and nothing's happening. What advice would you give to that person?
At that point, go see a doctor and explore your options, because if you can't get it together without the extra help, because I look at surgery as like help. Mm-hmm. I don't look at it as like a way out or it's going to do everything for you. There's so many options with it. So if you're at the point where nothing is working, then you should definitely go speak to a doctor and just see what they say, because like, this is your life and you want to live it being healthy.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, the reality is surgery is a tool. There's a lot of people, as I've said in many of these interviews, there's a lot of people that fail with surgery. Not everybody that gets surgery succeeds.
Yeah.
So if it was something more than a tool, then everybody that does it would see success.
Right.
And the reality is that it helps you get to a certain point where you can start to really see progress. A lot of people will get the surgery because of medical reasons. So I guess I'm jumping ahead a little bit on the questions that I wanted to ask. But what do you say to someone that thinks that surgery is cheating, or surgery is, I guess they say surgery is the easy way out? What do you say to that person?
They definitely need to educate themselves more on the surgeries, because it's not an easy way out. And I used to be scared to tell people, like even like on my personal social media pages, like to be open about it, because I didn't want people to be like, oh, she took the easy way out. But really, it's not the easy way out, because once your body stops losing, you have to maintain. You have to remember why you got the surgery, why you wanted to lose weight. Because if not, you'll fall off and gain all your weight back.
And again, I think what a lot of people don't do is they don't mentally prepare themselves for everything that comes along with the surgery. Like a lot of people have to go through pre-surgery diets.
Yeah.
You have to become accustomed to drinking these disgusting shakes leading up to it, because the reality is after the surgery,
that's your life.
That's what you're going to have to do.
So, like my friend, I had two friends that got the surgery done. My one friend, she got the bypass. She had to do a diet for 2 weeks. So she had to lose a certain amount of weight to get the surgery. So and a lot of people have to do that, because the doctors want to make sure that you can do this. Yeah.
That you're committed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And actually, one thing I didn't know about the surgery is different in different countries. In a few weeks, I have somebody from Canada that's going to be on the show.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, and they actually have, I think her process was like 2 years, because they make you go through all of these things, because in Canada, their healthcare system is completely different than ours, and they pay for the surgery in Canada. Like the government pays for the surgery.
Oh,
So
wow.
well, yeah. So if the government's spending the money on the surgery, they want to make sure that you are fully committed to doing everything. So they actually have a higher success rate in
I'm
Canada
sure.
than we have here.
Yeah.
Because here we're paying, a lot of times we're paying out of pocket for most of it. So the government's not really putting up much on their end. So, you know, they could, I don't want to say they could care less if you succeed or not.
But it is like, it is what it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's really being mentally prepared to do all the things and change your lifestyle. This is not a quick fix where you're going to get the
No.
surgery and then your life is, everything is simple after that.
Yeah, it's not.
You know, everything that comes after that is really hard.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
It is.
so if you're considering it, really do your research.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what were some of the places that you did your research? How did you learn more about the surgeries and to figure out that this surgery was right for you?
Well, my doctor gave me a lot of information on it, and I had to, you know, sit with my mom and my family and think about it. And then, of course, I looked it up on Google and everything like that. But I always heard of the sleeve. And then I had family members who had the bypass. So, but I just thought the sleeve was a better option for me. Yes, but basically, like, the doctor gave me a lot of information. He was basically straight up and said, you know, being obese is like a disease. It's like you have to do something to change it. And he was like, and then the reality is you're not going to lose 80 pounds on your own. And then I had to sit back and think, like, that's true, because I've been trying for years and I cannot lose anything past 30 pounds.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So obviously we talked a little bit about food and the fact that that's played a role in you getting to where you were your highest weight. Yeah. So how has your relationship with food changed from then to now?
Well, I still love food, but, well, no, because I'm a picky eater. I love sweets. So that was a big challenge for me, was to, like, break up with sweets. So I could eat really good and really clean, but then, of course, I would want, like, ice cream or cookies or cakes. So that's my struggle. But overall, like, I could eat super healthy, be super satisfied, and so it wasn't that big of an adjustment for me because I don't deprive myself, especially now. There was a time a few months ago where I kind of got lost in it all and I started eating bad and, like, but often. So I think that's where the weight gain came from. But yeah, it's just, you know, I enjoy eating pretty healthy, but I only really eat, like, chicken, vegetables, eggs, and stuff like that. So it's not that hard. I'm used to it now.
Yeah. So if someone's looking to make changes to their diet, they're looking to start eating healthy, what are some of the things that you would recommend them start with? If you can pick one or two things, what should they start with?
They should start with definitely cutting out a lot of the sugary stuff, and then just focus on, like, greens and proteins and kind of cut back on the carbs, because I feel like that helps a lot. And the water intake.
Yeah. So did you ever use food to deal with your emotions or stress? And if so, what advice would you give to someone that's doing that exact same thing?
Yeah, I'm, like, more so like the sweets for me, especially if I was upset, you know, I'll get candy or ice cream and it'll just make me feel better. And I just feel like if somebody is dealing with that and, like, turns to food for comfort, try to find something else for comfort. So, like, with me, or you could change, like, your comfort food, like, go from the ice creams to the healthier ice creams, like the frozen yogurts, frozen Greek yogurts, to try to change it and then cut back, because it is hard when you're used to your eating habits and everything. Like, you can't just cut it off completely. Like, you have to take it step by step.
And the good thing is that you don't have to go cold turkey.
Yeah.
Because that oftentimes, most people fail doing that. So for the majority of people, that way doesn't work anyway. You know, and that's why I ask for one or two things, because what I tell my clients is pick one thing, make that a habit, and then focus on something else.
Yeah.
Because a lot of this journey is about creating new healthy habits and replacing those with the, you know, replacing your old bad habits with the newer healthy habits.
Right. So like, for example, for me, like again with the sweets. So instead of ice cream, I got I think it's Yasso brand. They sell, it's like frozen Greek yogurt, and they have the birthday cake flavor one. So instead of ice cream, I'll have that. Instead of regular cookies, I'll have protein cookies. So it's like I still need my little sweet fix, but I try to go the healthier route for it, because I can't just cut it off completely. Like, I think I would go crazy.
So do you wish you would have gotten the surgery sooner?
No. I feel like because I was 25 when I got it. I got it a week after I turned 25. So I feel like that was perfect for me. I feel like the timing was good. There was a lot of changes in my life, and I just needed it to help me become the person I am today. And if it would have happened before that, I'm not too sure how I would have been.
So what would you say to someone who's putting off, you know, either getting their journey started or the surgery? What would you say to that person that's procrastinating, putting it off?
Just ask yourself if you're ready for it and how it's going to change your life now. And if you wait, how do you feel like it's going to change your life then? And just like make like a list for yourself of the pros and cons of getting it done at that moment. And ask yourself, why are you waiting for it? Is it because it could be other reasons, like you just have a lot going on in your life and you can't do it now, or is it you don't want to break up with your love of food?
And I think also, just to add to that, people have to realize that the reality is nothing gets easier by waiting and putting it off. The longer you wait, the more weight you gain. And things only become more difficult as you gain more weight. So I've said it many a times. Nike has built a multi-billion-dollar company based on one phrase, and that's just do it. The reason why you're thinking about it so much is because you know it's right. You know what you should do. And look, it's natural and normal to be afraid, but letting that fear stop you from becoming the person that you're meant to become and feeling the way you're meant to feel and enjoying life the way you know you want to. I think, you know, just those things alone are reasons to put the fear down, speak to people, get on social media and talk to other people. Make the decision to do it now, because that's the only way things are going to get better for you.
Yeah, and definitely with social media, like the weight loss community and weight loss surgery community on social media is a big help. Like, and it's people you don't know. They're from all over the country, all over the world, and it's just seeing that support and seeing their posts really help. And it really helped me to stay like on track. Like I was just talking to this one girl who I saw, because you know the doctors say once you reach your weight, you will probably gain back like 20 pounds. So I know this one girl, she had gained back, and I remembered her post. And I was just chatting with her a few days ago because I just wanted to know, what did she do to lose it? Because it is hard. Like once you gain a little 20 pounds, well, in my case, 15 pounds, it's hard to get off. And you were like, what happened? Like I was doing good, and then in a short amount of time, I gained weight, and now I can't get it off. So yeah, that's really helpful. So
so we talked about this a little earlier, but now you're at a point, and you just mentioned it, where you've gained a few pounds back, and you're still looking to get back down to your goal weight. What do you plan on doing differently now? Because oftentimes that's the key to breaking through any plateaus, is drastic changes. what do you think is necessary? What kind of drastic changes do you think you need to make, either to your diet, to your exercise, to your lifestyle, to help catapult you forward and get that progress moving again?
Well, for the past few months, I've been trying to really go back to eating how I was eating when I first got the surgery.
So what do you
I
think are
even
some of the things
tried.
that, what are some of the things that are stopping you from being able to do that?
Well, I do it, but I don't really know, because I even tried the intermittent fasting like a few weeks ago, but nothing just seems to be working for me. So I feel like I have to go back to my doctor at this point, because I cut out the sweets. Well, I got like a protein cookie for my sweet craving, but I cut out the sweets. I cut out the out food. Unless I'm going out to like dinner, which was only like twice within the last few months. But other than that, I try to eat super clean. And it's to the point where I think I need to cut, even though I eat small, it's normal for me in my new stomach. So I feel like now it's to the point where I need to cut my portions in half. Like a person with a normal size stomach will cut their portions in half. I think it's to the point where I need to do that, and that would be like a drastic change for me. So
okay. Well, at least it sounds like you're on you have an idea of what you need to do, and now you just got to start doing it.
Yeah, because it's a lot of everybody around me is like, no, it seems like this is where you need to be. It looks good on you. You put on weight in the right places. But I feel, and I always say this to everybody, I feel like a Twinkie. Like I feel like I'm stuffed with stuff, and I just don't like that feeling. So I want to get back to where, even if I lose 10 pounds.
So what are some of the things that have changed about your life? Other than the fact that you're lighter, what are some of the things that have changed about your life now that you've lost so much weight?
I'm just happier. You know, like I don't have those health problems anymore. I haven't been to that doctor in a long yet. Different clothing without like struggling to fit it, find the right size. Like it's just a better feeling for me, and something that I've always wanted. Like I just always wanted that feeling. So it's just like overall happiness at this point.
And I know so many people watching this, so many people are going to watch this again. They are going to be motivated by that, but still at the same time, it takes that action. Like the worst part about being overweight is there's so many ways it negatively affects the quality of your life. And it not only affects the quality of your life, but it also affects the quality of the life of the people around you. Like just think, if you hadn't gotten the surgery, if you hadn't lost this weight, how that would have affected the quality of the life of your son and your relationship with your son.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I wouldn't be able to do so it. And even like with my family and everything, I think I probably would have gained more weight and just kept gaining and gaining and gaining.
So what have you been motivated to do in your life, maybe that you weren't motivated to do before?
You froze a little bit. Can you repeat that?
Yeah. What have you been motivated to do in your life that maybe you weren't motivated to do before, now that you've lost all this weight?
Just try different things. Like I want to try to do like the 5K run. And I just want to like be like, now I'm more motivated to push myself to do things that I never thought I could do. So that's pretty much it. Like when it comes to like fitness, get my son into different activities that I could participate with him in. So it's just a bunch of like other things that I knew if I was still bigger, I would just be discouraged and it would just be a thought in my head.
So The last question that I like to ask everybody that comes on the show is, what are you hoping to accomplish by telling your story?
I just hope to motivate other girls because I feel like I never really knew. I know there was like a handful of girls who were younger who got the surgery. But like I said, I was 25 when I got it done. So I was 24 when I considered doing it. And especially if you're young with children and you know you're overweight, it's just, it changes your life completely as a mom and as a person. Like you become more confident in yourself. You become more confident, especially at work and wanting to be better for your child. Like it's just a whole different ball game when you consider like weight loss surgery, or even just losing weight in general. It just really makes you different. Makes you happier.
Yeah. So obviously you've had some ups and downs, but you come out on the other end and it looks like your future is so much brighter than it could have been had you not made the decision to take action. Guys, if you've watched this and you've gotten anything out of it, the main thing is that there's nothing special about Ashley. The main difference between her and the people that don't succeed is Ashley identified her issue. She identified a solution. And most importantly, she took action. She did something. And that's really what this show is about, is to inspire and to motivate and to encourage you to know that you too can do it. So, Ashley, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, you know, you gave some really good tips, some usable things that people can take away right now and apply to their lives to start getting better results, start getting the results they're looking to get. So before we get on out of here, let everybody know how they can contact you, because I'm sure people are going to have questions.
Yeah, you can follow me on here. What is this one? Sleeves Lena. I have another Instagram. It's ash.dasher. And just reach out and ask questions, because there's some things that I still reach out to people for and ask questions. So, you know, you just want to make sure that you're making the right decision and you're ready to mentally change, because that's the biggest thing, is you have to be mentally ready, because it's going to forever be a mental challenge.
Yeah, and that's the beauty about now. You know, at the touch of a button, you can reach out to someone and get your questions and get the information that you're looking for. So on YouTube, I'm going to post this live up there so you guys can check it out again if you've missed anything. I'll go ahead and put Ashley's, her Instagram links in the description of the video, so you can also go ahead and reach out to her there. But guys, thank you so much for being on the show today. Me and Ashley are about to get out of here. But again, if you've missed any of the past episodes and you'd like to get caught up, head over to my YouTube channel. That's mrfitness4u2.com. Well, that's my website, but the YouTube, the YouTube channel is youtube.com /fitnessmotivation4u2. That's fitness motivation, the number 4, the letter U, the number 2. If you've got a weight loss story that you'd like to share and you'd like to do it here on a future episode of Weight Loss Warriors, go ahead and DM me if you're watching this live. But if you're watching this on YouTube, down below in the description, click the link and let's talk. Last but not least, if you're looking to start a weight loss journey and you don't know what to do, I'd love to help. If you're watching this live, go ahead and DM me. But if you're watching this on YouTube, click the link down below and let's get started getting you into absolutely awesomely great shape. Guys, this is Mr. Fitness, the body transformation specialist, and Ashley signing off. And as always, where there's a will, there's a way. And I hope you have an awesomely great day. Till next time.